This is Justin AMZN on Thursday, March 18th, 2021. Taking at the 5 minute, and we ended up gapping down right back into our range. We came right down into this new line that I just drew yesterday, thinking, oh, we could come back into this and bounce, and we did. We got a nice little Morningstar reversal. And then we broke through that and broke down to this line, which this line was the one from the open or the high price the other day, earlier this week. Held that for a little while, but we went sideways. Oops. No, don't do that. Now I got to reset it. Well, all right. As long as we accidentally zoomed out, let me go back. So the line that I've got drawn here is the high price from the open from Tuesday 15th. What was the 15th? That was Monday, from Monday. Okay. So on Monday, we put in that high. And then today, we were right back into that level again, looking to hold that as support. Held it as support for about 2 hours or so through here, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, something like that. And then from the 21 here, we pushed up, didn't quite get back up to this line, rolled back down and broke down. And so this is kind of your first warning shot, like, okay, this thing's getting ready to go lower. Got back up into the 21, looked like it could get back over it and get going. Nope, not happening. Breakdown. Really small high wave candle here, breakdown. Actually, I think it's a high wave candle. I can't even see it. Let's zoom in. Let's see what happened there. So that's a whole 5 minutes of nothing. Yep. So we break down, we're right on the line, inside candle, breakdown. And we're going fast. We're staying to the 21, we're going down, we keep rolling down. And this all today is not what I expected to have happen. I just talked about this being an inverted head and shoulders, looks great. This is the breakout, we should retest, and then off to the races. This is the complete opposite of that. We gapped down below the 21, we gapped down and opened below this line. This line has been kind of our sideways zone, or, I expected some rest through here. I thought this one candle changed everything yesterday and we were going to go higher. And now this looks like this one candle changed everything again. Looks like we're going lower. So I don't know if tomorrow we're going to have another gap up and go up. It's kind of crazy. But this candle is a very strong candle, just like yesterday. It was a really strong bullish candle. It was a bullish engulfing. It closed above these highs. It looked like we were just needing to get through a little bit more of this resistance zone, or this kind of sideways zone. We already got above the 21. We should be good. We should be good to go. We got a high that took out some of the highs from over here. Cowisco, good. We're in good shape. And then today, this candle actually closes below. Let's see, did it close below this candle? Yeah. So below this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles, 4 of which were bearish or were bullish, with really nice lower wicks on some of these, closing below this hammer, which I thought this was a really nice hammer in terms of just it being a hammer at a good spot that, oh, we could keep going up from here. And we looked like we did. So we took out and closed below the low there. So this seems like a much stronger low with volume, much stronger close and low with volume, taking out these candles. So it looks like it's bearish again. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But at least let me go back to this. So on the 5 minute, there are some opportunities to get into this, at least not take it bullish, because bullish was not working. It was just going down all day. We were below this line very early on in the day and stayed below it. We were into this line at 30.77.33, and then we poked below it, and then we retested. We keep coming back into the 21, but we stayed touching it or below it, basically. And so each time it came into the 21, you had an opportunity to buy here at 4. So this is the 3,000 put. Buy at 4, stop down at 3. You could have done that at open. Buy at 4, stop at 3. And looking on a Thursday for a 4-hour target, that would have been 8. That would have worked right out the gate. It would not have worked here because it didn't get all the way to 8. And you would have been thinking, oh, I could have exited at like 6, and maybe you did exit at 6, and that's 2-hour gain. But these candles still look like, oh, it could just roll over. And then when this candle comes in, it's right back into the 21. Or not the 21. It's back into this this red line, and then the 21. It's like, oh, I should have exited already, and it's almost all the way back to break even. And then it is break even, and you're losing money. It's like, oh, maybe I should have moved the stop. But hopefully, you move your stop after 25 minutes or 35 minutes from here to 12:05. So if you had moved your stop at 12:05 after getting in on this candle, then maybe you had your stop up here at like 5, at least locked in something. You're stopped out here. And then it's like, oh, it comes back down, get in again, get in at 4, stop down at 3. And this time we're going to let it run to 8, and it gets to 8. Or you held on and you moved your target up from 8 to for 4 target up to an 8 hour target, which would have been 14. No, would have been 12. Sorry, 12, and that would have filled here. So any of that was possible. This was the best time to get in and to be hitting a target way up here. Not, you would have known ahead of time it was going to do that. But when when Amazon's gotten going, when it gets going, I'm not sure the right way to say that right now. It's late. So when it gets going down so quickly like this, and the 21, I mean, the candles don't even touch the 21 for like, what, half an hour? That's got some momentum to it. It's just going, right? Happened a little bit here, and then it came back into the 5 and came back up to the 21. So that doesn't have the momentum. This one has the momentum. Part of it is just going sideways for longer. It wasn't even related to the squeeze. It was more just finally the histogram really grew and was ready to go bearish. This one, it was still kind of positive here. The histogram was kind of positive here. So this is something that I don't have a really good way to identify when are the ones that are going to trend and stay below the 5. If it does have something to do with the histogram, maybe, I don't know. If you're looking at that and you have an idea and you want to share that, that'd be really helpful. We had one sell off like that. Was it like this? But this still started positive and then came down through. This was along with the squeeze. So sometimes the histogram, sometimes the squeeze. I don't know if there's I haven't done any studying to see if there's a really consistent way to find that. Here's another one that you had that this kind of trending lower. It got into, these were touching the 5 here. But anyway, going back to this, oops, wherever we just went. Lost the chart. There we go. So we're back in here. Yeah, I'm not sure what to expect next. I'm really not. It looks like it should go bearish some more. But who knows? Maybe we'll get back up to this level and then go down. But if we do continue lower from here, I mean, this inverted head and shoulders, unless it's putting in a second shoulder over here and it's going to come back up tomorrow or the next couple of days and not go any lower. That was the thing. This was the shoulder. This was the right shoulder of the inverted head and shoulders, really similar level here. It's basically taking that out. It's putting in a new shoulder, which then that's not that pattern anymore. This is more of a double top, and this is a neckline, and it could totally continue down here again. So we're just gonna have to wait and see which way it goes. But yeah, if we open up and continue lower, then I would say look to get in bearish. But I don't know if we're gonna have some strength to come back up and retest and have a nice clean S-curve rollover. I don't know. But some opportunities on the puts, not really any opportunities on the call. This is the 3150 call. Didn't really work. Let's see, could you have bought a low? No, like nothing even went positive. You had a little bit of a move here. Oh, this is really expensive. That wouldn't have worked. And yeah, so the 3050 put was really expensive. The 3025 put didn't have great volume through here. So here's the 3050 put. That was much more expensive. It actually had a really great level to be buying at 11. You could have bought at 11 like all day. This, the low was 10.99. Could have bought there. This, it got between 10 and 11. So the low in here was actually 10. So it might have been stopped out. You could have been buying at 11 after it put in a low at 10. And then over here, you could have been buying at 11 with a stop at 10. So a number of places you could have been buying at 11 and gotten out for 4 hours at 15. And that worked one time, not two times, 3 times, 4 times. That would have worked 4 times for 4 hours. I mean, that would have been a nice setup, but that would have been a little more expensive. So, and then like we just went over the 3000 put a little further away and only would have worked once at open and then once later here, and this maybe would have gotten an R out of it. So it would have been 4 and then 1, and then 4. So that would have been 9 if you had played that 3 times and at least gotten an R out of the middle one here. So yeah, so there were some opportunities to play a bearish, but yeah, and the signal early on was we broke this line. So let me go look at that real quick here. So that line, yep, I just drew that line in. No, yeah, I just drew this line in thinking, oh, that could line up with things. We can take another look at it this weekend, or I can take another look at it this weekend. Obviously, that doesn't line up with something. We are nicely into this kind of level here with some support. So that is the only thing it's got going for right now is we're even below that. We broke below that pivot there and there. We're already below this. So here, if I just move or copy this and put this here and say, okay, there's the low. Well, let's actually have it touch a couple of things. Let's have it touch these lows. Okay, there. We're already through that there. Just barely, so we could retest to that and then roll down. But yeah, what's interesting here is I'm seeing a couple of patterns. So this is a head and shoulders that did not break down. And then this is another head and shoulders with like a flat kind of right shoulder that when these go on for like a little bit longer, if this goes a little bit more sideways, usually that has a much bigger move down. At least that's been my observation. So this is a really short shoulder and it's already going down. But still, it looks like there's kind of like a 2 head and shoulders here, even though this one didn't break down, didn't go any lower from there. So interesting patterns. I don't know if it means much other than we just broke this new line, which looked like it was working so far. So to have that kind of signal already, I mean, that's the nice thing. Drawing this in, seeing, okay, we should hold. Oh, it's not holding. Now what? And it's going to go sideways. It doesn't get back up into it. Well, we're not going to get above it. I guess if we're not going to get above this line, which was an indication of things being a little more bullish, and now we're below it, and now we're starting to break down this line, well, maybe I'll go bearish. You know, it makes a decision for you. So that's the one helpful thing with having some lines on here when they work or when they don't work. You can still get some information from it. So hope this helps. This is Justin AMZN. Thanks.